I'm a nerd. 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 I'm a geek. 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 I'm a nerd. Nerd. I'm a nerd. Geek. 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 I'm a geek. Nerd. I'm a nerd. Nerd. I'm a nerd. Geek. 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 I'm a geek. Nerd. Get swag.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Urban Nerd Weekly. Yeah, like my fake radio voice? That's my fake radio voice. Hi, everyone. This is your host, Spaceship Jake. But for real, though, man, what's up? What's happening? Welcome to the newest episode. Well, I mean, until I put out another one, then this statement is going to be outdated. So, welcome to this week's episode of Urban Nerd Weekly, man. Glad you guys could rejoin or join for the first time, whichever one you're doing. Man, it's so much going on. First of all, my name is Spayce, if you didn't know, and I am the host of this podcast. You know, I hope all of you who've been listening, giving me plays, have been enjoying it. I'm definitely loving doing it. And welcome everybody who's enjoying for the first time. If you don't know, the best way to keep up with what's going on here is to go to spacewashere.com, and you're going to want to look in the upper right corner, and there's going to be a little part where you can put your email in and subscribe. That way you get all the latest news and everything like that. Then even if you don't want to subscribe to the show, you just want to know what's going on, you can get the emails that way, and then whenever you want to check the show out again, you can check it out that way. But also, don't forget about iTunes and Google Play Music. They both have the show on there, and almost every podcast directory also has Urban Nerd Weekly. Promo. Alright, so first things first, I want to go ahead and insert something here at the beginning before I really get into what I want to talk about this episode. Last episode on Every Nerd Struggle, I talked a good bit about the hip-hop commentary debate show Everyday Struggle, of course, formerly co-starring Joe Budden, currently starring DJ Academics and the moderator Nadeska. I think her name's Nadeska Alexa, something like that. I think that's it. Anyway, not you, Alexa. No. So yeah, I got an Echo Dot, and she's getting real lippy back there. Anyway, the thing I wanted to say about the show was that one of the little bullet points I meant to put in was, I was talking about everything that happened after Joe left, and all the comments, all the stuff that the academics were talking about on YouTube, and I forgot to mention the fact that Joe Budden, in the end, I meant to mention this before I started talking about the whole Eminem seemingly dissing him on Chloroplast Remix, was that he has a $5 million podcast deal with Diddy's Revolt channel. And which that is pretty awesome. I think we could definitely put that in a W column for Joe Budden. But I definitely meant to have that in the last episode. Cause yeah, can't tell that whole story without that little part in there. That's amazing. So congratulations to Joe Budden on that. First things first, what I want to get into today is that within the last couple of days or so, is that Mark Zuckerberg seems to have a new little New Year's resolution. I guess he's trying to make Facebook he wants to fix Facebook. And yeah, that's strange. I thought things were working out fine. I've been enjoying my experience on Facebook, but apparently Mark Zuckerberg, over the last year, he and his team of analysts have been studying the way that people use Facebook. And so now he basically wants to make it more user-oriented versus brand-oriented. Hold on, I'm gonna just go ahead and read his Facebook post, which is so funny because I didn't realize until now. I never read one of Mark Zuckerberg's Facebook posts. And now I'm looking at it like, wow, I should have at least checked one of them out. I'm pretty sure I went to his profile when I first made a Facebook page long time ago. Because I also did the same thing when I used to have a MySpace page. I went to Tom's page. Shout out to MySpace Tom. I've probably done that with just about everybody except Snapchat. I mean, not Snapchat. I don't even know who made Snapchat. But I definitely haven't done it on Instagram, nor have I done it on Twitter, even though I've had a Twitter since like 2008, 2007. But anyway, I'm rambling. Here's Mark Zuckerberg's Facebook post on the matter. One of our big focus areas for 2018 is making sure that time we all spend on Facebook is time well spent. We built Facebook to help people stay connected and bring us closer together with the people that matter to us. That's why we've always put friends and family at the core of the experience. Research shows that strengthening our relationships improves our well-being and happiness. But recently, we've gotten feedback from our community that public content, posts from businesses, brands, and media is crowding out the personal moments that lead us to connect more with each other. It's easy to understand how we got here. Video and other public content have exploded on Facebook in the past couple of years. Since there's more public content than posts from your friends and family, the balance of what's in news feeds has shifted away from the most important thing on Facebook can do to us, help us connect with each other. We feel a responsibility to make sure our services aren't just fun to use, but also good for people's well-being. So we've studied this trend carefully by looking at the academic research and doing our own research with the leading experts at universities. The research shows that when we use social media to connect with people we care about, it can be good for our well-being. We can feel more connected and less lonely, and that correlates with long-term measures of happiness and health. On the other hand, passively reading articles or watching videos, even if they're entertaining or informative, may not be as good. Based on this, we're making a major change to how we build Facebook. I'm changing the goal I gave our product teams from focusing on helping you find relevant content to helping you have more meaningful social interactions. We started making changes in this direction last year, but it will take months for this new focus to make its way through all our products. The first changes you will see will be in news feeds, where you can expect to see more from your friends, family, and groups. As we roll this out, you will see less public content like posts from businesses, brands, and media. And the public content you see, more will be held to the same standard. It should encourage meaningful interactions between people. For example, there are many tight-knit communities around TV shows and sports teams. We've seen people interact way more around live videos than regular ones. Some news helps start conversations on important issues, but too often today, watching video, reading news, or getting a page update is just a passive experience. Now, I want to be clear. By making these changes, I expect the time people spend on Facebook and some measures of engagement will go down. But I also expect the time you do spend on Facebook will be more valuable. And if we do the right thing, I believe that we will be good for the community and our business over the long term. At its best, Facebook has always been about personal connections. By focusing on bringing people closer together, whether it's with family and friends or around important moments in the world, we can help make sure that Facebook is time well spent. And that's the whole Facebook post he wrote on the subject. So, just a little recap. He's basically saying he wants it to be a place where people connect with one another more like back when Facebook kind of first started. It's like he's a rapper right now and he's trying to get back to that old sound from his first mixtape and his first couple of mixtapes and that first album he dropped. He's trying to catch that sound again, trying to catch that wave. Now, keep in mind, Facebook has like 2 billion users. It's still one of the biggest dominating, apps or websites or what have you as far as social media goes in the market. Now, like I said, the effects will be most notable on your timeline feed, at least first. But, here's the thing. The way he's going to do this is by changing the Facebook algorithm, all right? And he's done this before, and he's probably had a few announcements before, but there hasn't been as quite an uproar, or there hasn't been much of a reaction as this one in the past times that's happened, And the funny part is now, like right now, most of the noise is coming from businesses. It's not the casual users. It's mainly businesses and brands and established content publishers and creators. And one of the things is, like here's a great example. There's a guy right here in the comment section, and he's saying, we shall all see how this implements overall. I've directed more than $1 million into Facebook since 2009. We spent years and thousands of dollars building brand pages, online communities, and following for our clients. We've already seen them reach less and less and less of their audience. It's common to see a page with like 100,000 likes have a reach of only like 1,500 to 3,000, like 3%. That's crazy. And, so people are kind of worried that these changes are going to further reduce the amount of engagement that people are going to be getting from their like pages and their brand pages. And here's the three main things that are being said, because I went around the net to kind of see what the whole general consensus was, because I noticed it wasn't the users this time. This is one of the few times that the casual Facebook user doesn't really have much to say about the subject matter. But one of the things I also did read was that some people seem to feel like that this is Facebook's way of trying to filter out the news, because there's so much fake news that's being posted on Facebook, since like a huge percentage, like 86%, no wait, it's like 45% of adults 45% of adults get their news from Facebook. Like, first off, 65% of adults altogether use Facebook. And we all know this. We all know that once Facebook, everybody got on, all the younger folks kind of get on Twitter and Instagram. I just said the Instagram. Oh, God, I'm getting old. I want to cry right now. Anyway, but 69% of adults use Facebook, and 45 to 46% of adults get their news from Facebook. So now they're gonna lose a good bit of that, engagement, which he did say that he expects there to be a downfall. But the three main things that, the consensus is that the changes mean that you will see less of the branded content and ads freely floating in your timeline, decreasing their visibility on the site. Side note, if you're a brand looking for a legitimate way to work around this thing that everybody seems to complain about, holla at your boy, because I got a few tips and tricks to show you guys that, like, if you do it right, this really won't affect you as much anyway. So, hit me up. SpayceWasHere.com, WUZHERE.com, SpayceWUZHERE.com. Had to say it twice to make sure it was nice. All right. Another thing is the price of advertising on Facebook is most likely going to skyrocket due to this, because just plain and simple, because of the fact that there's going to be, like usually you scroll through your timeline, you see a couple of people posting up, and then you'll see an ad. Then you might see a couple of posts from some pages you like. Then you'll see a couple of people posting, re-sharing pages, and then, so on and so forth. And basically what's about to happen is you're just going to see a bunch of, like, what people are posting that are in your friends' network, basically. Like, they're going to try to make it to where, it's just the people, that they can notice that you have those interactions with already is the people that you'll be seeing the most. Like, less advertisements means that each and every advertisement is going to cost more money, since there's going to be less of them. It's choking up the pipeline. So of course, price is going to go up. But the thing is, most people are going to find a way around that. But a lot of the things that I've been surprised to hear is it seems that some people are thinking of more so on Facebook's behalf when they think about the fact that a lot of businesses that just in general are doing business believe this may inevitably decrease dramatically Facebook's dominance in the social media market. You know what I mean? Like, they have a huge market share, as I said earlier, and Mark did, of course, acknowledge that, but a lot of people kind of theorize that he may not be making the wisest decision, because he's taking a really big chance that there, a lot of people spectate that there might be another, like a new Snapchat's going to come out soon. And then it's going to take up all of whatever, the people that, might have liked the way Facebook was before this point. And now they're gonna get all of those users and become possibly the new Facebook. Now, personally, this is my nerd's eye view on the subject, is that I feel like Facebook is the establishment of social media, Honestly, I don't think anybody's ever going to truly knock Facebook off its pedestal. That's why Mark isn't really worried. I totally agree with the attitude that he's taking towards this. I do think it's a good idea for Facebook to be the place for people to connect and stuff like that, because you do need a social media site like that, especially one that's a juggernaut such as Facebook, to kind of, set the pace for it to be a little bit of responsibility. I mean, it's not going to curb people's social media addiction, but I think it'll definitely help at least people, it'll stir the people that have that social media addiction to at least interact with people more so than just, random stuff they see. Now, keep in mind, I am a content creator, and this does affect me in a way. However, my Facebook following has more or less always been just, the same. I get a lot of growth, and I get a lot of kind of ups and downs and spikes and peaks and valleys on all the other social media platforms like Twitter. Like, my Instagram was kind of meh for a lot of last year, but it had a huge spike a little bit after Thanksgiving, and that's a little understandable because I was doing a little bit more. But Facebook more or less has always been about the same for me since about the time I left high school. So, I'm not too worried about it. However, I do, like I said, have a workaround for all you content creators and content publishers out there that's looking for a way to, not break the bank when you still got to use Facebook, because it's still Facebook. So you still gotta, still gonna rock with them. You know what I mean? But like I said, I don't think it's that bad. People are still gonna use Facebook, and not to mention, there's always going to be a new social media site coming out every so often that people take a hold into. And not to mention, it's kind of cool to have at least one social media site to kind of be the Walmart, it's kind of nice to have at least one mainstream social media site that's kind of more family oriented anyway. It's kind of cool to have a site where, I could talk to my grandma on there, my uncles and my aunts and my cousins, and people I remember from when I was in school and all that stuff. And then, I kind of, that's why my following on there has always been the same, because that's pretty much who's checking me out when I'm on my Facebook and stuff. So, but then everything outside of that is kind of like, when you leave your comfort zone and you're out in public, that's when it's kind of, when you ever notice, whenever they quote celebrities and talk about things that they say, they never take quotes from their Facebook page. And sometimes they'll look at their Instagram, but even to this day, even with Instagram being as big as it is, a lot of times media outlets go to Twitter first to see exactly what public figures, celebrities, and athletes, politicians have to say on any subject matter. So that kind of lets you know right there, Facebook is kind of the place where, people kind of see it that way anyway. I think Mark is just going to make it a little easier and kind of make things get back to the, the basics on things. But more or less, that's my whole little, spiel on making Facebook great again. Next thing is definitely time for the hashtag Nerd Money update. And this one is quite, it's a good, You ever seen a company put their foot in their mouth before? So this week's is a hashtag Nerd Money update, of course, once again about Bitcoin. I know I keep telling you guys I'm going to do some research and show you, talk a little bit more about the other cryptocurrencies, but Bitcoin is making so many headlines every week. I can't help but just keep talking about them. And this making me mad because I got to talk about this now, because I feel like I've been slick promoting them by like if I'm not that big right now, so it's like not a lot of people is hearing about it from me. But the listeners, I'm having a pretty consistent listener base right now, between 20 and 30 plays on every episode. So shout out to that. Shout out to you guys. You guys rock. And tell a friend to tell a friend about Urban Nerd Weekly. But I feel like I've been slick promoting them, and now I gotta talk about this dumb shit they just did. Okay, so what do we know about Bitcoin thus far? Let's review, class. Bitcoin had quite a year in 2017. They saw stock prices. They saw the stock prices rise and jump in a way that hasn't really been seen since the beginning of the dot-com bubble. And they made so many transactions that they could have renamed themselves for all intents and purposes McWallamazon.com. McWallamazon.com. You know what I mean? So, McWallamazon.com. I should get a shirt that says that. And I should start. All right, so this is recorded. If you steal my idea, I'm suing your ass. McWallamazon.com. But with that much action going on with one product, and so it's no surprise that, they're trying to get a conference to keep that momentum going. But here's the kicker. As the date for the conference creeps closer, the site to buy tickets, Bitcoin.com, has announced they will no longer accept Bitcoin as a form of payment for the tickets. I kid you not. Bitcoin.com will not accept Bitcoin as a form of payment for the tickets. Less than 14 days before BitCon or CoinCon or BitcoinCon, ChiliCon Bit, whatever they're calling it. I should probably know that because I'm talking about it, but whatever. They can no longer accept it because of the timing of the transactions is out of sync with the amount of time it would take to print the tickets. And, you know how the internet is. The internet has no chill. And, of course, talking about Twitter, follow me on Twitter at Spayce was here, SPAYCEWUZHERE. And if you add a .com to that, that's the website you need to hit up too. But Twitter had no chill. There was one person talking about how, well, this is kind of like explaining to us why we shouldn't use Bitcoin. I mean, if all these hand-to-hand transactions and not hand-to-hand, but manual transactions. I don't know why I say hand-to-hand. It's like it's combat or something. Bitcoin combat. But seriously, like it's making me feel some type of way because I've been talking about them just all this cash money, big boy shit about how Bitcoin has just been doing. And then they go do some shit like this. This is exactly what all of the internet critics and the media and all of the big banks have been saying. And been you trying to criticize y'all for is the instability of Bitcoin as a solid form of currency. And with Bitcoin being the biggest one, it makes all of the rest of the cryptocurrencies look even worse. So it's like I've been walking around town talking about this hot chick I'm dating, and then suddenly find out she's got a porno tape and it's all over the internet. I mean, get it together, Bitcoin. Get it together, man. That's my hashtag nerd money update. So I've been really on my snack nerd-ish lately. Been getting a lot of Little Debbie and Tasty Cake and Bluebird snacks going in and out. And, I just wanted to take a little time out to kind of remind you guys that my parody mixtape, Snacking Off, is definitely on the way. I've been promoting this mixtape forever. So, like, all of the people that's been following me for a minute, they know I've been promoting this mixtape for longer, like even longer than Childish Gambino's been talking about, been having us waiting to bring Atlanta back, which I did tell you guys last week. It will be back. I think it was like May 1st or May 19th. I don't have the info in front of me. However, I also wanted to let you guys know that the show is now available on YouTube. Straight up, another announcement. Hold up. Okay, so the show is on YouTube. It's not video yet. It's the audio version just like this, but the video, I have a video version of the show. It'll be later on in the year, so I'll tell you guys more about that. But got the YouTube page up, so I'm gonna have some links on the website in the post that has this episode in it, and you can also find it on my SoundCloud page, soundcloud.com/Urban Nerd Weekly. And if you're one of my SoundCloud followers, you'll probably notice that one of the episodes is unavailable right now, and that is because it is time for me to pay my SoundCloud bill. And yeah, so they give you a X amount of time, so I'm gonna go ahead and give me a pro account, so you guys will be looking at that shiny old orange badge on the Urban Nerd Weekly SoundCloud page pretty soon. And then because the second episode is about to be unavailable as well, but everything's still available on YouTube. Well, except episode 1. Episode 1 I gotta put on YouTube, but it'll be there soon. And if you're one of my iTunes subscribers, if you subscribing on iTunes, all the episodes are still available to you. So you guys don't even have anything to worry about. If you have an iTunes account, I suggest you go ahead and subscribe there. So that way, if let's say you catching me on episode 5 and 6 and you're really fucking with your boy, and you want to follow me on iTunes, well, go ahead and do so, and you want to check out some of my earlier episodes, well, go ahead and follow me on iTunes and do so. That way to make it a little easier for you. But all in all, next month, I will definitely be having that all the episodes will once again be available. I do also have my I'm gonna be starting to add interviews into the mix of the show. I'm not gonna have an interview every single episode, but starting next month you will be hearing the very first Urban Nerd Weekly interview. And it's gonna be with a buddy of mine who's a big sneakerhead, and in my eyes, it's just like being, like I said, that's a sneaker fanatic, sneaker nerd. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be interviewing him. His name's E Sneaks. He has a jumping YouTube page right now. You know what I'm saying? I definitely suggest you guys check it out. YouTube.com/E Sneaks. I believe it is. And I'll be interviewing him for my first Urban Nerd Weekly interview, and we'll have most of the interview in the show, and we'll have the full version of the interview will be available on the Spayce Was Here YouTube page. That's also that's the same place that Urban Nerd Weekly that's currently available on. So make sure you guys subscribe there. I got to get to my 100 subscribers on the tube, man. And then of course you guys can be expecting skits, parody videos, all that coming on the YouTube. I'm telling you, I'm gonna be dropping it off in the internet in 2018. Spayce Was Here, man. SpaceWasHere.com, But like I said, snacking off on the way. YouTube page is up and running now. Like I said, SpaceWasHere.com is where you can make sure you get updates on all of these things. And like I said, subscribe, follow me on all the social media, blah, blah, blah. I got a promo. You know what I'm saying? I know you guys listen to podcasts and everybody's like plugging everything. Like that's how it goes, man. Like you gotta in all honesty, the more you guys follow me, the less I really have to plug, because once you guys start like listening to the show and like I get the following built up on top of the guys that's really messing with me hard right now. You know what I'm saying? I have to do less plugs, and you know what I'm saying? I have a little, sponsored, such and such, blah, 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 here and there. But otherwise, you know what I'm saying? I'm really, I'm trying to do the least amount of that as possible. So you guys make sure you stay up to date. My name is Spaceship J Rowley. I don't say my whole stage name very often, but that's my whole name, Spaceship J Rowley. But you can call me Spayce. And I was here, but now I'm